Hi everyone, it's Hannah from Handmade Crochet, and today we are making this super quick and easy crochet clutch bag together. Now this is part of my Coco collection, and I have a market bag and a crossbody bag all using this same stitch, so do go and find those if you're a bag lover like me too. But this tutorial is going to cover this size one, but you can make it any size you like. We begin at the bottom here working a simple round for the base, and then we work up in this textured stitch pattern for as many rounds as you like before you then add your clasps and your fastenings to finish. To make the bag, I'm using Dishie, which is a worsted weight yarn, and it's 100% cotton, and it's a great sturdy yarn, perfect, really nice and practical for making crochet bags, and it comes in loads of lovely colours. You're also going to need a 5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors and a needle for your ends, and then any clasps that you also then want to add. So the most important thing to tell you before we begin is that we are using the yarn doubled in this pattern. So if you're using from just one ball of yarn, as I am at the moment here, I'm going to take a center pull and then an end here as well. So then we put those two together and they double our yarn up for us. So to begin, we're going to put a slip knot on the hook, and then we're going to chain 27. Then when we've got those 27, we need to work 5 double crochet stitches into the 4th chain from the hook. So we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4th chain from the hook there, and we're going to work 5 double crochet into it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And once we've done those, we're now going to work a double crochet in the next 22 chains. So working just along here, we have 1, there's 2, 3, and so on for 22, which should leave you just 1 chain here at the ends. Now here we are with just 1 chain left there, and we're going to work 6 double crochet into that last chain. Now with those 6 complete in that last one, we're going to rotate so that we can work on the other side of our foundation chain here. And now we're going to work a double crochet in the next 22. So they will match the 22 that we worked on the other side. So work away on doing 22 stitches here, and then that should take you up to the end of what then will become our round here at the first stitch that we worked. Now I've completed those 22, I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch to join, and that will have completed the first round and indeed the base of our bag. Now for round 2, we're going to begin by working a stacked double crochet. So the way that we do that is that we single crochet in that stitch that we're in, and then into the side of that single crochet we work another single crochet, and that just stacks 2 single crochet on top of each other, and then they meet the height of a double crochet. And then we're going to just simply work a double crochet in the back loop only of each of the rest of the stitches around. So you should have 56 stitches now, and that's the same stitch count that we will stick with throughout the whole of the bag. So we're just going to work this double crochet in the back loop only of each of these stitches around. Then when you get back to the start again, we're going to slip stitch into that first stitch to join. So at the end of that round, I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch to join, And then we're ready to work round 3. Now round 3 is where we start getting these crossover stitches that we have. And so to begin with, we're going to do what we did on the last round. We're going to work a stacked double crochet in that first stitch. And then we're going to work a double crochet into the next 2 stitches. And now what we're going to do is we're going to work back across these 3 stitches and into the last stitch of the previous round. So we're going to work all the way back across to here. So working over those stitches that we've just made into that last stitch of the round. We're going to pull up a loop and we're going to get it nice and long so that it goes across those 3. And then we're going to finish that double crochet there. So it's just a double crochet stitch, we just make it super long to go across those 3 stitches. So then for the rest of this round, what we're going to then do is we're going to skip the next stitch, then we're going to work in the next 3. So skip this one, we're going to work a double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And then we're going to work across these 3 stitches and into that skip stitch that we just left there for us. So yarn over and then right over the top, pull through, and we're going to then work this double crochet stitch across them. And let's do another set together. We're going to skip the next stitch, and then we're going to work in the next 3. So double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Then reaching right over and into that skip stitch, we're going to work this lovely long double crochet there. And that's all we need to keep repeating then all the way around this round. And then when you get back to the beginning here, we're going to slip stitch in our first to join. So here we are back at the start, and I'm going to slip stitch in that first stitch to join. And then the next round, round 4, is going to be a stacked double crochet in this first stitch. And then just a double crochet in each of the stitches around. So again, the stitch count remains the same. It's exactly what we've done before. So we've still got 56 stitches. And you're just going to work a double crochet in each of them, and then when you get back to the first stitch, you're going to slip stitch in it to join, and that will be the end of round 4. And then so it's then up to you really, because rounds 3 and 4 create the main set pattern for the whole of the bag. And so I've recommended to make it the size that I have. You could work up to row 14 of that repeat, but it is entirely up to you. You can just work as many of those sets of the 2 rounds as you want to, and then meet me back here, and then I'll just show you what we do for the very final round of the whole thing before we then add our clips. So I know I haven't worked all 14 rounds, but I just wanted to show you on this small example what we then do on that final round. So once you've completed as many rounds as you would like for your bag, to bear in mind it needs to then fold over, so it may need to be more rounds than you think. We then need to slip stitch into that first stitch, and then we're just going to work a single crochet in each of these stitches around, just to finish off and give us that last round here. So for me in the written pattern, that's round 22, but it can be whichever round number that you have decided to finish on here. So work a single crochet in each of your stitches all the way around, and then when you get back here, you need to slip stitch in that first stitch to join. Then when you've done that, you can break your yarn and weave in your ends. And then the only thing then that's left is to add your clasps or your fastenings. Now these are ones that I found and bought online, and they're super simple. You just sew both elements on in whichever position that you would like them in, and then they just snap fastened there. But there are loads of different fastenings that you can find online that would be really lovely to add to this. Or of course you could add a zip across the top here, but you could add a zip as well as fastenings. It's entirely up to you, so I can't wait to see what you choose to decide to do with yours. I really hope you've enjoyed crocheting this little clutch bag with me, and I can't wait to see you again soon.